Mark and Olly returned with pigs as presents for Merringman, only to find Chief Marcus ill. He believes the young girl, Ferencina, is a witch and is sucking his blood. Ferencina is completely unaware that people think she's a witch. The women are doing everything they can to keep her happy, because they're frightened she may attack them in the night.
Nun ya obsili arona kwaneng sara dari ame beri ju nikneli ame beri weng weli wa me bian girinya so beri dari aturu luluana to ya obsili arona lerop olnoro saro lerop anjira lu beteng lam jur bani belba wane kwani uset telong ati na aku orang ilam ni aku amla ro makra makin yo elna ndo ya oirup ne na orang ni misme bonel na do ya oirup ne komelene nga to oirup ne ni ara elna elwam silina elwam larina to lam silo arora lo lelem ni ara kelmene ni midelam sil kelme alamang na ni ne semel lo lelem le lamang alama bane na ni ngane to lam silina ke semel le lamang
The villagers believe witchcraft has made Marcus ill. But Mark is keen to prove his sickness is simply due to malaria.
I'm going to do this blood test on you, Marcus, so I know you haven't got cerebral malaria. Marcus, this test has worked, and there is no line in this box, so you do not have the serious type of malaria. Marcus, not you. I think he's had malaria and he's had this flu thing that has been going around, especially amongst the older members of the village. But it's just made his recovery a bit slower. I mean, I'm happy with that prognosis, but I have a feeling Marcus is not. I have a feeling he thinks something else is at play.
After his trip across the valley, Olly's keen to find out how missionaries have affected life in Merringman. He wants to talk to Henok, who went to a Christian school and then married into the village.
How did the missionaries get people to actually accept these new beliefs?
Ang grup ng angel bila lamek nang na wala lamek ane. Hindi lamek na lenuan. Kal ni miri beyak kala lak to paling dia mamaya ka tunting ka uhay nang ding merigman nang ding hambugan nang ding halak nang ding. Hindi saman may mau lamek na tanahin. Uga tabek.
Olly is curious to know what the sacred shields look like. So the village elders have agreed to make one, and they head for one of the tallest trees in the forest.
We'll try and find out more about what this shield means, and hopefully in the process of making it we can start to understand its significance and its power.
After felling such a tall tree, Olly is surprised Cornelius and Jonas are making such a small shield.
For some reason, the ancestral shield of my imagination was a 7-foot replica of a war shield. But in reality, it's going to be, I think, a lot different. And I guess its strength is going to come in its symbolism and its role that it has in ancestral beliefs around here.
El Caborang ano ko abene elaya kana wamna rana dilongolande yubusap na rana sinsa kwaning ten rana palamek tan ni minik na babe oro kulamo ni minik na babe nongorus kong komarana.
The carved shield is decorated with pigments from mud and berries.
Wow, that's an incredibly strong colour just from those little seeds. So what's the significance of these colours? Why do we paint them in these different colours?
Ane wisabal nang dinge ligil dok nam. Ane na wisabal nang dinge ane ligil dok nam. Ane na bishop nang dinge ane ligil dok nam ane.
The black is the
Bishop nang dinge ane.
These shields used to give people protection in the village. So what happened when they were burned? How did things change?
Ane kana wani na makne si laktak tane na wani na kwaning babe khai tene awe babe webane hamba benep titene nimibe likto bine wani na
Tina ba saben babe ondo wamo wani babe ondo tohan migiba kanuna wama tina tane babe nana elba kwaning babe na tohan ditat sinep kwaning babe nubo nunak pa ulam la nimirep na babe na etne te banun sembanne na konana etebane bane
nimi olokne likte binep nubunang na nubunge likte binep dana nubunang ane kana nuburo no banep.
While a new god may have been accepted in spirit, old beliefs die hard. Back in the village, Marcus still thinks Ferencina's evil powers are making him sick. As day breaks, the villagers are feeling mysterious pains. They believe the witch has attacked them in the night. They're rubbing their bodies with stinging nettles in a drastic attempt to protect themselves.
The
villagers believe the nettle's sting draws out any bad blood left by the witch. All this talk of witchcraft and missionaries is disturbing Enos, and he wants to talk to Olly.
Oh, Olly. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Enos is quite insistent about something. He's asking me to follow him somewhere. Yep.
When they reach a clearing on the village boundary, Enos reveals to Olly why he's being so secretive.
Nun mo ka na ng sak tampana, yalamik tidak ka, selengan negak na, nimi lo walang laga negak na, anegak na mana, pakai urop, akna anap nanap, kembanuna mara ane janam.
And it's just only one minute.
Ya ane tuamlah.
It does feel that these paths haven't been used for quite a while. It's almost as if we're going back into the past a little bit. Lots of overhangs, the moss is pretty thick. And Enos is looking more and more concerned.
As they head deeper into the jungle, evidence of old rituals begin to appear. The remains of a sacrifice.
Should we go Palami?
No, ano kami nang kay? Ano nang kay? No, kami nang kay. Ano kan dua ni nang kay? Nana, Ami. Amit kenun.
So you stay here.
Ang usit pa na nakakani minangkay.
So Olly Palamdun?
Olly Palamdun. Sasinde.
Olly. So I go first? Okay, Olly.
Eager to see this ancient cave for himself, Olly goes ahead. But Enos is terrified.
Nana yeng kom lok wanel bana. Lok sem bana. Olly mo kemeling dulu laran awane ta bana lok hing undu ti barang kam na ne.
Finally, Olly reaches the entrance to the sacred cave.
The cave behind me lies at the centre of the Mech's entire belief system. This is a place where, the missionaries probably wanted to find and destroy, like they destroyed the sacred objects. But it was kept away from them, it was kept secret. And it still holds a profound place in their minds.
Worried about Olly, Enos has forced himself closer to the cave. But he can hardly bear to look.
Enos, Wally.
Wally.
Nade, thank you so much for taking me on this journey. You really helped me understand so much more about your world, and I know how difficult it was for you, so thank you, Nade.
Nare.
As day draws to a close, the village prepares for another night with the witch. They wonder who the next victim might be. Mark and Olly are afraid things could get much worse, and they face a life-threatening dilemma.
Did you notice how everyone rushed inside tonight?
The atmosphere is really darkened here, isn't it, today? The most concerning thing for me is, what might happen to poor old Ferancina, because, witches
Yeah, I know.
get killed in these spots.
I know. Believe me, it's something I've thought of. The worst case scenario is she gets strung up and hanged.
And what are we going to do if something like that kicks off? I mean, they may just want to take things into their own hands, strike before she does.
If she's at risk suddenly from being hurt physically, then I think we'd have to step in.
Without anyone getting hurt.
Yeah.
The next day, Mark decides he must talk to Ferancina. It's clear she doesn't know the danger she's in, so he will have to tread carefully.
Ferancina, you're from Tible. What brings you here to Merringman?
Nimitamu yang siang bana campaign di yanu narona ingilamna. Andana wama biana sima siniyak palami kapanina nena nariyak pinuamna. Eldina mo bhingom nimiasak maso balang kama siang nakabak tanakan narina nana nimitamu yang siang bana kemel pinu narona yano.
Why do you think that is? Why didn't your mother want you to come here?
Nenede nimiasa neka ero kongko mo nuria kana wamneptina mo wamnepanda ko sero aruna lebu anda karanya kana dina mo yano sen.
Many of the people here in Merringman say that there are a lot of witches in Tible and they're afraid of them. What about the people in Tible? Do they think the same of Merringman?
Saman na yaba sayaba saman nang dami kana kanina ala banyak makten pa imban ba mamnep tina wena ndokom wena salik malik tarap tang katerap tina.
Have you made any good friends while you've been here?
Media mapula mapana undo sabak tero kwaneng tero na kwaneng tero kongkom na moru asa koru la mapana ni plam na ranal bla wamna nimiap na aram marop.
Has anyone suggested you leave here and go back to Tible?
Mi ka bana na bana riak pinapak na mo halenge ro halero bla ma. Ndana nana emikta na samo ara sarta na pak na.
Coming up, the drum beats, and Mark and Olly face their worst fears.
The whole of the village seems to be coming down towards Marcus's yowie for something. Not sure what's going on, but we should try and find out.